Hello, everybody. This is RC with Retired by Investing coming at you with another comprehensive market review. And today we'll be starting with the VIX. If you're a new swing trader that's new to the Substack, then this is significant because it can multiply your risk depending on your position sizing and entry. Right now, we're currently sitting at the 18.58 level, which is currently to be cautious. If we start breaking above the 19.34 or 19.35 level, then I would decrease the amount of trades or don't even trade at all for that reason. Volatility shows that it has been increasing, but hasn't picked a direction in terms of breaking up or breaking down. You can see this pretty much a base right here. But the question is, do we fail this base and then come back, or fail the top of the resistance area and then come back down? Which is possible just because we've pulled back significantly for quite a while. Starting with the SPY, right now we are below all key moving averages with the rejection of the 743.21 level right here. So this is an underside test. So if you look at here closely, right now, the two main levels for this chop is 724 and 755. Now, if we're above 755, then the market's most likely going to start trending, but that doesn't mean it can start earlier, depending on if there's more consolidation sideways or whatnot. Now, if we start breaking this 724 level, and which most likely, if we do hit this, we'll start have a bounce, and then we'll see what happens if we can even make a higher low, or do we just make, does that consider a lower low at that point and then break even further? So only time will tell about that, but I guess right now just kind of sit on the sidelines. For the RSP, again, this is like a 213, 214 level in which we are actually hitting significant resistance, support at the very bottom at 211. 216 would probably be the most or biggest resistance to get through. Seems like there's some rotation. This could be with energy. This can be with banks. There's a lot of things to be looking at right now. But that doesn't necessarily mean that this is the area that you position in, because these are mostly defensive stocks. So for right now, I would just relax and not do too much. In terms of the cues, definitely this is mostly like semiconductors and everything like that. A lot of breakdowns, a lot of traps, a lot of people getting whacked for sure. Um, some tidbits, like there are some really good stocks out there, like AMD and Dell, which has really like good relative strength. Mia would probably be up there, but I see it possibly breaking down. We'll see what the market does. But again, we're at pretty much support right now. So this 686 level, I would expect to see a little bit of bounce, but again, below key moving averages. So not really much to do here. The 724 level will serve as a really good marker just because we failed this area so many times. It could not get above it. And then the final test would be the 745 level. And then we'll try to see if that becomes a double top. Does it go sideways and break out? We don't know. So just one of those things to keep in mind. Now for QQQE, again, below a key moving, all key moving averages. But at the same time, we are at support. Now, a lot of people may be thinking like, oh, what about the key moving averages? Key moving averages are important, but support and resistance are still a key factor in general. So we could bounce from here. The real question is, do we make a higher low? Do we get above this area right here? So this is the underside retest, which is, what is this? This 118 level. If you get above 118 and then eventually get to this area where it's 120, then we can possibly test the 122. But I would consider this whole range right here a chop. Depending on where you're trying to get positioned, it could be a good or bad thing. But just be very careful, because if volatility ramps up, it will literally gap you down the next day. MDY still failing this 693 level, just below its 683. Now, if we break that, then we will go down to like 667. The 703 level possibly could be a triple top, but if it goes to a triple top, the real question is, does it go sideways and breaks back out? And then we'll see from there. And IWN, the same thing. We're at the 50 SMA, below the 20, the 10, and the 5. Now, if he could get above 297 and then eventually stay within the 301 to 297 range, then that would be great. And possibly breaking out, maybe in September, maybe, or we could just break down. So just a lot of things to watch, not a lot to do. This is where you will get fucked up in the market if you keep trading. So in my opinion, progressive exposure, make sure that you're not doing too much, and just, yeah, one trade at a time and then go from there. All right, guys, have a great day. Peace.